Hi, everyone. Hi, Kushal. Hi, Farhan.
Hi, ma'am.
I can see. Hi, Gautam. Welcome to the session. Thanks for agreeing to be a part of FABA Friday.
Hi, Divya. Thank you so much for the invitation as well. I think I'm really looking forward to this conversation. So, yeah, thank you so much.
So, Prakash is also joining, right?
Yeah, I think we'll just give him a couple of minutes. He should be able to join us as well. Yeah.
Done. Sure. Okay. Dr. Igwe, hi. Thanks for joining again. Nice to see you. Just a second.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can see you. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, you can hear me now.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, very well. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah, same here.
Okay.
Hello, Dr. Radhika. Thanks for joining. I could see new names here. Akila, Naveen, can you introduce yourself? Hi, Pradeep.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Divya. Yeah.
Hi.
Is Jagdish also joining today?
Yeah, I think so. Sir, Jagdish.
Okay.
Jagdish sir is already here, like he's in his phone, I think.
Yeah.
I see, that's right. Yeah, I just happened to land in India a couple of days ago. So, yeah, it's been quite hot and, different after so many years. So, today's, I think, talk's going to be interesting, especially for startup that we discussed. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks.
Hi, Anvesha. Thanks for joining.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Before we go, so anyone wants to share anything before we start? Hi, Lavanya. Hi, Zeba.
Can I test something?
Yeah, definitely, sure.
Okay, can I share my my work and see if it could show?
Yeah, but not right now. So the works and all can be shared at the last 15 minutes or something after the discussions, so that we can allot some time so that we can discuss with each other regarding your topic. So I think so that would be fine for you, is it?
Okay, it's okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hi, Prakash. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, hi. 1 second. I need to adjust my camera once.
So we have 3 pharma background. They are skilled in what to do and how to go through the pharma career and how to start. So many of them who are there in India, especially, they are not aware on how to take forward their career after B Farm or something like that. So I think this session would be really helpful for them. And before I introduce them, I would like to share brief presentation about FABA. Yeah. I hope my screen is visible, right?
Yes, Divya, we can see.
Okay. So, Federation of Asian Biotech Associations is like a world where academia, industries, governments collaborate together to transform lives of people who are in life science backgrounds, to create better future for all the life science students, professionals, startups, and industries, everything. So this is a non-profit organization established in 2004 with a global presence spanning across 22 countries in Asia and Africa especially. So FABA dares to dream big. Its mission is to spearhead innovation and entrepreneurship in the biotech industry, academia, and healthcare sector. By connecting brightest minds and fostering collaborations, FABA is already shaping the world of tomorrow. As I said, not only the biotech, but also pharma too. Yeah. So to achieve its ambitious goals, FABA has developed three pronged strategies, which are to champion the interests of biotechnology, ensuring its growth and development, unite the academy, industries, and governments in Asia, creating a powerhouse of collaboration, and open doors to international partnerships, expanding opportunities for all. So as a unifying force, FABA bridges the gap between pharma, biopharma, life science sectors, igniting a spark that propels the industry forward. So basically, FABA is a biotechnology ecosystem enabler, think tank, everything. So these are our honorary patrons and advisors of FABA. And these are the main think tank members of FABA who are executive council members. They are the pioneers in the industry and academy. These are some of the international chapters and the people who are heading them. And we have new prospective chapters that are coming up as well. So FABA's conferences and workshops serves as an arena where greatest minds convene, exchange ideas, and tackle the world's most pressing challenges. So as you can see, this is on COVID-19 vaccine supply chain challenges. And this one was on global workshop on implementation of antimicrobial resistance. We gave an action plan for Andhra Pradesh. And this is the one. And this is the industry academia collaboration to promote the translational research between those two. We have done in the month of February. And that's what it is. So this is one part of the wing. And we have FABA Academy. FABA Academy is a platform that equips professionals with skills they need in life science industry. So this is basically a launchpad established in 2020 to empower individuals, students with webinars, hands-on training, job placements, and many more. These are some of the activities that we have done so far, and not only the hard skills, the soft skills, like how to write CV and all, which we are doing right now with the FABA Fridays. Yeah. With the ambition not only to develop the hard skills of a student, but also we thought of training the soft skills part as well. So that's where we have started FABA Friday, and these were the sessions that we have successfully completed. And today is the FABA Friday 13th one, which is on pharma and career exploration. So this is basically a weekly get together on a particular topic. So many students and professors have met here with each other, and they have collaborated too. So this is like a collaboration platform where people know each other. I'm sure every one of you might have seen the other one's name, and you might have texted them from here, and everything happens at FABA Friday. So this is what we thought. This is what our idea was and our intention was from the beginning. So these are some of the ground rules where we generally say everyone to keep their mics open and their cameras open, so that we have a great perspective to collaborate with each other rather than talking to.
It looks like they came out of the 1800s. You said you were over there after lunch. You ordered a Senka. No, darn.
Sorry. Yeah. So this is what FABA Friday is about. There have been so many people attending, audience all over the world, majorly from Asian and African countries. And these are the statistics of our audience. So this is the main event that we are conducting on 16 September, which is at High Tech Exhibition Center at Hyderabad. I suggest everyone to take this opportunity. You can meet 400 analytical companies. You can see how their instruments are working. and you can get a free CV sessions, and you can meet the HRs, and you can ask them the questions that you would like to, and you can get your resume reviewed and checked. You can watch how a live interview will take place, and you can grow and professionally and develop your professional network as well. Not only this, because there are some as many of you might have not have the link a great LinkedIn profile photo. So we are giving that LinkedIn profile photo session also here. So I would like everyone to take this exceptionally great opportunity, and it is scheduled on 16 September, and we'll post the link here in the chat box. So this is another Wingo we have recently started, which is on FABA Recruit. And here we would like to connect the students to companies, and the professionals, the students who are in need of the job, to the companies. So that's where we got this idea of FABA Recruit. We'll give the link to the FABA Recruit on the chat box as well. And now FABA Entrepreneurship. I would like not to take much time here. So FABA Entrepreneurship is like a launchpad in 2022, which is a connector for startups and industries. Like it nurtures the connections, provides invaluable mentorship, and open doors to many opportunities, ensuring a thriving ecosystem for growth and success. So this is what about FABA Entrepreneurship. And as you can see, FABA's ripple effect is astonishing. We have already trained 12,000 plus, and we have been training now also. And then we have started with we have started counting the statistics from 2020, and this is mind blowing when we can count. We have I'm so sorry. We have completed 100 plus workshops with around 500 plus mentors. Yeah. So this is an exciting number. So these are our upcoming programs which you need to take notes on or a screenshot. So some of which are only exclusive programs, and some are only for the students and something like that. Yeah. How can you support FABA? You can propose an initiative, you can donate, you can take membership, you can join the team, or provide mentorship, or provide access to your resources. So there is a minimal amount that we are charging, which is 2,300 for an individual and 1,180 for a student. Yeah, so now I would like to invite Kushal, Gautam, and Prakash to take over the stage and enlighten us with what are the career options that are available in pharma.
Thank you, Divya. Actually, this feels a little odd now because I've been working with FABA since a while now. And from starting like a participant now to become a speaker, it's I'll also give credit to FABA because by joining these sessions, I've learned a lot about how community matters. So part of it, I'd like to do something which actually matters for someone in my domain. So I'll again take this opportunity to thank FABA to give me this opportunity where I can shed light on whatever career prospects are there in pharmacy. So I'll again introduce couple of my friends who are part of this session. They are Gautam and Prakash. So we started we met in our BPharm college. So that's where our journey started. And now it's still there. We are always there for each other, and that's where network matters, right? So collaborative network and having a good, strong community helps you grow together. So that's what we want to represent by joining together here. I hope we can help any of them who are looking for career guidance or career planning in pharmacy. So yeah, I'll open the stage for Gautam and Prakash.
Sure, no, I absolutely agree with you, Kushal. I know you've touched upon the journey as well, but I see 40 plus or close to 40 participants today. So, hi everyone. My name is Gautam Ravalapati. Beyond being a friend to Kushal and Prakash, I've also been working in the healthcare industry for the past 4 to 5 years, mainly in the domains of medical diagnostics and clinical trials as well. So, when I got the invite from FABA, I was really thrilled that they've been doing these weekly sessions. They have different wings of helping students and even working professionals. So I was really excited to share the knowledge I have and also learn from each one of you who has joined today. So I'm currently tuning in from Canada, so it's a bit of a morning for me. I know there are people joining from different cities and countries here. So congratulations, you've taken the first step towards learning a different career options in pharmacy. And I hope you all will get to learn a little more today. So please feel free to ask us any questions you have. We've all shared similar journeys, like most of you who's joined with us today. And we've gone through similar struggles, quite a few achievements, quite a few downfalls. So it'll be a fun session moving forward. So thank you again for the invitation, and yeah, looking forward to this. Over to you, Prakash.
Hi everyone. So as everybody said, myself Gautam and Kushal, we have been in this a trio from our B Pharmacy, that is our undergraduation, and later on we each took our own paths. Out of which I have taken the path of pursuing my M.Pharm from Naipal Mohali, that is in the Department of Pharmaceutical Technology Formulations. After which I have joined Dr. Reddy's as a formulation scientist in injectables, followed by I have shifted towards the regulatory affairs department in the same injectables domain. Currently, I have the moment I have received information about FABA, Kushal has introduced me to FABA, and I think I had one session with them, one brainstorming session with them, ideation like that, and I have seen a diversified amount of ideas over there, mindsets over there, and to be a part of such an organization and to share my perspective so that at least few or at least some person can be benefited from it. It gives me an immensely good vibes, you can say, and also positive and motivation for me also to develop further so that people can take inspiration or I can take inspiration from you. So it can be mutual. And yeah, I hope you'll enjoy this session. Please don't take this as a formal conference sort of thing like that. It's just an interactive session. We would like to learn from you where you are currently right now, how we can help you, and so that we can mutually grow. It should be a symbiotic. So yeah, over to you, Kushal.
That's awesome. I think we have introduced ourselves formally. We'd like to get into the session. So I will like to share my screen here.
Yeah.
And can anyone respond if are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Kushal.
Yes.
That's great. So guys, hi. So now getting into the main topic, exploring careers in pharmacy. Firstly, I'd like to know where exactly are you guys coming from? You can put it in the chat box. It will be really great if you can answer vocally by unmuting, but you can put it in the chat box. Where exactly are you guys coming from?
Do you mean place or where?
Oh yeah, place.
Comment in terms of what? Country?
I was asking for the place.
Okay, please.
So that we know what audience are we addressing. Wow, looks like there are people from US, Canada, Germany, Kadapa, Hyderabad, Ohio, Kolkata, Kurnool, Nigeria. So it's really great to see a very diverse set of audience here. So I think we'll also learn a lot of things from you guys. So hoping for a very fun session here. So actually, before even getting into the session, so we have already introduced ourselves. So right now, currently, I am a community pharmacist here in India, Hyderabad. That's where my journey in pharmacy began. So I can share my experiences going further, but this is the formal introduction again of three of us. So let us begin the session. So before going into it, we'd like to do a fun exercise. I'd like to give this stage to Gautam, who would take this lead on doing a fun exercise with you guys all. It'll engage us. If someone is actually thinking that this Friday evening might be boring, it'll give you a fun start.
Yeah, I mean, well said, Kushal, and thank you for handing it over. So yes, I would encourage you all to participate in this activity. Kushal will be sharing a screen where we would have a couple of questions to answer. So the idea is to know from the audience perspective, what are the career options that you think exist in the field of pharmacy? So some of you may think that there are only probably regulatory affairs, clinical, and a pharmacy setting. Some of you may know the academic side, or even working in the regulatory bodies with the government. So we'd really like to see, since we have a diverse group of population or audience here, we'd like to know your opinion as well. So the first question, as you can see on the screen, is what are the top 3 careers in pharmacy you are aware of? So to answer this question, I would encourage you all, even with your mobile phones or in your laptop, I would encourage you all to go to this website called menti.com. So if you can see on the left bottom corner, there is a website and a code for you to enter. So that's really nice. I can see 4 people who have already joined. So since we have close to 40, let's get somewhere in the 30s so we can get started. You can, for the 7 or 8 people who have already joined, you can start providing your responses, and momentarily we will start seeing your responses on screen. So let's get started. Okay, so we have a lot of careers popping up here. Hospital, industry, and community currently being the most said words. Okay, we have 13 members joining, so we can have even more career options. So think about what are it need not be like the top 3 in the whole world, but 3 careers that you know about. So someone has entered scientist. Business development is definitely a pharmacy career as well. That's really nice. Wow. Okay, keep it coming, guys. I think we have 17 responses, 17 members providing their responses. There's medical coding, there's regulatory affairs, a quality control analyst, principal investigator, or yes, a lot in your clinical research and clinical trials, drug inspector, okay, lead auditor. That's nice. Analyst, okay. PV, for people who do not know, is pharmacovigilance. So PV is also a great career. Lot to explore about it. Army pharmacist. Oh, that's a nice one. That's a unique one. Okay. R&D, for people who do not know, it is research and development. Working in a CRO, that is contract research or clinical research organizations. A professor, I was waiting for it, somebody in academia, even that is a career in pharmacy as well. So we're getting a beautiful visual here with all the careers in pharmacy. And as we can clearly see, it is a wide industry, vast number of opportunities for people who have a degree in pharmacy. So no, thank you everyone for sharing. We will give a couple of minutes more to see if there are any other unique career options here. Okay, someone has entered drug discovery research. That's an interesting field as well. organ on chip testing. Interesting. Validation analyst. The government jobs for sure. I think, yeah, somebody has also mentioned SaaS. That's really nice. A biotechnologist, a medical representative. Okay, so now I think we have ample number of responses, and as we can see, you can even take a screenshot of this. It's a beautiful visual for anyone who's asking you, or tomorrow if somebody comes to you and tells what is really pharmacy about, is there any scope after completing a pharmacy degree, you can actually show them this slide and tell them that the number of careers that are available after doing a pharmacy degree. So we really wanted to do this exercise so that everybody can see the 3 careers that they know about and how vast this industry is. So thank you so much, everyone. I think it's a good time for us to move to the next question. So Kushal, if you could please move to the next question. We'll give a couple of seconds for anybody who wanted to take a screenshot of that, if we want to. All right. I think we can move to the next one. Okay. So this is a question to get a general idea about your particular education background, or what are you currently pursuing. I do know a lot of you are coming from a B Pharmacy background, but yeah, I'd love to hear what you're currently pursuing as well. Okay, so most of y'all are from B Pharmacy. We have MSc Biotechnology as well. That's interesting. If you see, if the word B Pharmacy is appearing big, it means like most of you are probably from B Pharmacy. And that's one reason why that one word is staying there. Okay. A postdoctoral fellow. That's interesting. PhD in pharmacometrics. MTech biotechnology. That's interesting. So yeah, clearly we have a diverse group here today. Lots to learn, and please feel free to ask your questions as well. And we do have people from MSc Bioscience as well. That's interesting to know. Are there any PharmD students here from the audience who's joined us? Because at a time, there was a lot of discussion about careers as a PharmD student. Has anybody been in PharmD as well? Maybe not. But yeah, we do have a lot of B Pharmacy students and biotechnology students joining here today. Thank you, everyone, for actively participating in these 2 questions. I think we've got a tremendous amount of responses, and we clearly have an idea about our audience today. Now, thank you for participating. So we will go back to our presentation, and I will pass it back to Kushal at this time.
Thank you, Gautam. It was a fun exercise, I believe. Now we know where exactly are we coming from. So we are all familiarized with each other. We guys know whom to reach out for what. So we have a postdoctoral fellow, we have a MSG clinical research. Most of the people are B Pharmacy and MSc Biotechnology. Varied domains we are having here. It's really nice. So we hope we are going to have a lot of discussions. So some things I think we even as like 3 of us might not also know. There's something called max pharmacology. We know pharmacology, but we don't know what max pharmacology is. We'd like to listen whoever told that. So nice, guys. So let's go back to the presentation. Awesome. I think now we are going to begin our actual core content. So bear with us, guys. The next 20 to 30 minutes will be a lot of theory and a lot of information that is going to be presented here. In any point that you guys are not able to follow, or in any point you guys are having questions, feel free to put down in the chat box. any of us will pick that up and try to answer you guys. So after this half an hour, again, we'll have some fun discussions. We want this session to be more interactive, more conversational, so that we understand something is actually passing on. So that will give us as a speaker some validation that we are doing something good for someone. So let's get started. So the path of exploration. So when we talk about pharmacy, the first thing that we want to mention is pharmacists are quoted by this famous quote called "Jack of all arts, master of none." If any if any pharmacy student is here, they might relate to this because in the 8 semesters that they are in the curriculum in B pharmacy or PharmD or D pharmacy, they are going to learn a lot of subjects. Some examples like pharmaceutical analysis, pharmacology, pharmaceutics, pharmaceutical engineering, pharmaceutical technology, pharmaceutical regulations. So as I go on, these are just beginning. So I think you guys understand why exactly a pharmacist is called Jack of all arts, master of none. So to add, now that we have addressed that pharmacy itself is a very vast area, it's easy for anyone to get confused or to actually have the question which is exactly right for them. So let's go and understand what exactly are the career paths from end to end. Whatever we have an idea, we are going to share now, which covers most of the pharmaceutical sector. In case we have missed any, you can put them in the chat box, and we'll be happy to answer them. All right. So this is a general classification, you can say, of the pharmacist career options. This is something we'll start with the practice. So any pharmacist, especially if someone doesn't know what exactly pharmacy means, the only thing they relate to it is a medical shop guy, which is the first thing that we are going to talk about is community pharmacy. As it explains, community pharmacy very much deals with dealing with patients, giving them medications according to the prescriptions prescribed by the doctor, and guiding them, giving them guidance on how to use the medication, and educating them about their disease condition. So that is the primary responsibility of any community pharmacy, and more or less similar to the hospital pharmacy as well. So there is another thing called clinical pharmacy, which is more related to patient management, where a clinical pharmacist is responsible for dosing management, and he closely works with on-call doctors, and they are more related to the hospital setting, where they manage the patient's dosing. So as you can see, when you go down the industry point, there are a lot of things. So we'd like to actually address them in a segmented manner. We'll go as we go in further in the discussion. So I think if anyone wants a template on what exactly an overall overview of pharmaceutical career is, they can have this screenshot. So I'll just move on, and we'll discuss more in depth of each pharmaceutical aspect. I'd like to give this stage to Prakash, where he's more relevant to talking about research, regulatory aspect. So he can explain more about what exactly is in the research setting of a pharmaceutical domain.
Yeah, hi. Thanks, Kushal. So guys, research means there are two types of research. One is academic research and one is applied research. research and one is industry research. Since you all are currently, most of you are currently in the B pharmacy and have seen M Pharm, MSc Tech Biotechnology, so you will be having your own projects, the in-depth science which you develop, the basics or the complexity of the science which you develop. That is the academic research. So academic research, some academic research will go into the industry also. So in industry, what it will aim to do is ultimately the product should go to the patient. So this is what the industry research will be focusing on. Whereas the academic research will be like to develop the science. Okay, so this is the basic classification between the academic research and industry research. So in this, again, there are different domains. So let's begin with the pharmaceutical analysis. Pharmaceutical analysis is like you'll be testing whatever your product is. Like you'll be developing different research tools or different analytical tools. That example HPLC, development is one part, and again you'll be testing whatever your formulation is there, or else your drug as such, the bulk drug is there, or else your excipients anywhere. So this is the pharmaceutical analysis department. Formulations, again, as it says, it is more like Sutik's part, where you develop different dosage forms, tablet, injection, capsules. And recently the industry and the academics have already shifted towards developing the complex nano formulations or complex drug delivery systems, novel drug delivery systems. Whereas industry are slowly now they are going towards the novel drug delivery systems or the nanotechnology part. So these are all the formulation perspectives where we develop a dosage form and based on the patient's requirement. Next comes the chemistry part. Chemistry is something like it's from the both the ends. First, you develop the API, and that is the active pharmaceutical ingredient, which is your drug. You'll be seeing all the impurities part. You'll be testing its applicability, or whether it is stable or not. All this comes under the chemistry part. And on the other hand, you'll be developing the different excipients. So this is also a different chemistry part. Recently, I would like to say, like industries and academic research, they are collaborating the chemistry and formulation also now. So they are developing nanoparticles that are like conjugated with different ligands and such. So research is advancing in a way faster way than we think by collaborating these two formulations in chemistry. Pharmacology department deals with the testing of the drug actually on the like animals and the humans. So whatever the drug we have, first let's say we have a drug. Let's see whether the drug is giving any side effects. When first you get the drug, you have to test it in animals. Then you have to test it
Yeah,
in humans.
Kushal
So
or
this is
Gautam,
the
you may
process
continue.
which
I guess there was some network issue in this. Okay,
Yeah,
I think he's back.
yeah. You're on mute, Prakash.
Yeah, sorry. Actually, due to a bad weather condition, there is some network glitch. I'm sorry for that. But yeah, where was I? In the pharmacology part, we generally, there is this clinical pharmacology and non-clinical pharmacology. We'll be testing on the animals, and clinical pharmacology where we'll be testing on the human beings. We'll be seeing the efficacy, side effects, safety, and all. And natural products, this is one domain, especially countries like India and China. We all have so much of natural product medical knowledge within our own culture. So bringing it to pharmaceuticals and developing the pharmaceutical field is one part where natural products is also jumping into action. And biotechnology, this is where the novel science happens, where all the biology and the modern technology, they'll be combining together. We have like insulin. Let's say the world has come up with the human insulin by rDNA technology. All these come under the biotechnology. And also there are vast number of assays which will be eliminating the use of animals and testing on humans so that they can preliminary screen using biotechnological tools. So this is another very well growing field of biotechnology. And coming to the regulatory, so whatever you're developing, ultimately it should go to the market. So before going into the market, there is an regulatory and IPR team which will look into whether the product is good enough to go into the market or not. So IPR, in instance, intellectual property rights. So whether the whatever your this is generally where the companies work around so that their intellectual property could be saved. That is, if they are making a molecule, if they are making a formulation, they should have own the rights of it. And again, there are like some rules and regulations so that to moderate the rights so that the patient can ultimately access it. It shouldn't be like the rights are so stringent that the patient ultimately couldn't use it in an immediate day. And there are this regulatory, it will be more, it will be, it's like a area which will regulate whether the product whichever is going to the ultimate patient, is it safe enough, is it efficacious enough, is it having any loopholes, and they will be suggesting the companies where to just they'll be identifying and suggesting them to just fill in the gaps so that the patient will be in a safe and sound hand. So these are the different fields of research and industry regulatory clinical. Kushal can take it up. Kushal?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Prakash. Basically, it's he explained it in a very theoretical way, but to put it in a general terms, research is one of the core aspect of pharmacy. If there is no research, then there is no upgradation in life. So that's where it is responsible for getting new drugs for new medicines. One recent example is how vaccines were developed in a very short time when the whole world is going through a crisis situation during COVID. So that's one of the most rewarding and most challenging areas in pharmacy, where one needs to have great scientific and scientific expertise and domain expertise in specific area. So yep. So like going to a clinical setting, there is two aspects: clinical pharmacy and clinical research. So clinical pharmacy, as I already mentioned, the clinical pharmacist is responsible for dealing with the dosing, patient care management, and talking to the patients and getting the patient data to have an understanding about the disease condition. So it is the main purpose of having a clinical pharmacist in any hospital setting is to monitor the disease conditions. So that is the primary thing of clinical pharmacy. And clinical research comes in hand where this research things happen, right? So when actual research idea comes to the end product, it needs to go through some clinical trials, which allows people to test it with limited amount of people, or it first goes with animal testing, and after that it goes to human trials, wherein clinical research will be happening in 4 phases. Initially with very healthy population with only certain set of numbers, very limited number of people, and next it goes to a blindfolded study where it will be comparative study of safety and efficacy. And third thing would be about seeing the efficiency of the product itself. And the fourth phase is actually post marketing. So if the product is actually passed all these three levels, it goes into the market, and then again some research is conducted in the market to see how exactly is the product performed. So that's about the clinical setting. And the practice setting is the common thing that all of us see and all of us know about pharmacy. It's either community pharmacy and hospital pharmacy. So I come from a community pharmacy background, and I have seen community pharmacy since my childhood. So the reason I actually got into pharmacy is because of that exposure. And so talking about community pharmacy, I just would like to take a moment and talk about the current situation. So what exactly I understood by talking to various students, various stakeholders in community pharmacy is that most people are not aware about how to start a pharmacy. although there's still a lot of opportunity in this, because of lack of awareness, because of lack of confidence there, because of lack of practical applicability, the community pharmacy is not able to provide quality service. So I think this is one thing to look forward in the coming future, where anyone who wants to serve patients in a direct setting, that one of the major avenue anyone can want to look forward is community pharmacy or hospital pharmacy. So moving forward, so the next big thing is we have done research, we have done community, but what's there in the middle is actually getting this research to the community. So after the research is done, the products are there. The product needs to be manufactured in a large scale so that will be addressed to majority of the population. So part of this, the manufacturing is a huge industry where there are a lot of stakeholders, a lot of individual operations that come together in cohesion and work together to give us good quality products. So part of it, there are different career options a person can look in manufacturing. One, starting from as basic as procurement. So procurement, quarantine, warehouse, these are somewhere very basic things where it's either talking about stock managing, looking after the storage of the materials, of the raw materials, and after the finished products, etc. And coming to the heart of the operations is the production and packaging, where majority of the workforce applies. And you might know India is one of the top manufacturing hubs, and part of it, we do a lot of production and packaging. And if someone is looking for a real-time exposure, starting a career with production and packaging gives anyone the entry medium to understand what exactly is the manufacturing sector is about. So that's about manufacturing. And even manufacturing, there are different domains. So there are manufacturing of raw materials, manufacturing of intermediates. So if anyone doesn't know what are intermediates, these are some chemical compounds which are actually used before actually making a final drug material, which is usually called API, which is active pharmaceutical ingredient. So these intermediates are usually manufactured just like a chemical, any chemical is manufactured by using big reactors. So the next comes the formulations of the finished products, where these, as you can see, if you get any disease or illness, you might take a tablet, or you might take a syrup, or you might take for any skin infection, ointment or cream, something like that. So these are different kinds of formulations. When we talk about in the technical terms, these are called formulations. So based on the purpose, different types of formulations are being manufactured. And next comes the biological products, which are fairly new products. To give a familiar example, all the vaccines are biological products, where that is used to give us immunity against various infections. And the biotechnological products, as Prakash was mentioning, which are fairly new products, which basically are similar to what conventional drugs are, but they are actually made of biological origin, either from microorganism or from animal or human origin. So these are all the manufacturing domains. And part of the manufacturing is actually testing as well, because if someone is manufacturing something, that has to be tested to see if each tablet or each ointment or anything gets the uniform dosing. So testing is also very crucial aspect of pharmaceutical industry. So part of testing, there are two types of testing jobs. One is quality control and one is quality assurance. So quality control is the direct testing, where the samples are taken from the manufacturing or any samples that they get, it's similar to diagnostics. What sample they get, they do some analyzing, either physical analysis or chemical analysis or microbiological analysis. These are three types of analysis that a person do to determine if the product is a quality product or not, to make it pass to go into the market or fail towards, if it is fail, it has to be retracted from the market or it has to be retracted from the production. So that's a brief about testing. So next comes sales and marketing. This is where the industry closely works with the stakeholders in who are actually addressing the patients. Majorly, they closely work with doctors and pharmacists. They are responsible for educating the doctor and pharmacists about the products that they are produced. So there are a lot of products that are that will be available in the market, and it's highly impossible for even a very highly skilled doctor to know all of them. So this is the responsibility of a sales and marketing representative who takes up the job of educating the doctor of using the right medication and the properties of the medication. So that's the primary objective of a sales and marketing guy. So moving forward, I'll give the next slide to Gautam, who will explain all the other areas which are still very pivotal in the pharmaceutical industry. So I will give it to Gautam.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Kushal. And no, thank you both, Prakash and Kushal, for expanding our knowledge on, the different types of careers available in research setting and clinical, as well as regulatory. And most recently, we've also spoken about the sales and marketing and manufacturing as well. So before I move on to the other areas, I would like to ask the audience if you all have any questions or comments until this point, because I do know there were a lot of career options discussed. So for the next 2 to 3 minutes, I'd like to open the floor and see if you all have any questions at this time. Feel free to unmute and just introduce yourself and you can ask us that question. Any volunteers, any curious minds?
Question for Navin is we mentioned about online pharmacies. Yes, actually nowadays online pharmacies are growing rapidly, and they are actually shaping the future of pharmaceutical patient delivery. So online pharmacies, as just to have one word about it, a few words about it. It's a very new emerging field. What online pharmacy addresses is basically ease of access for patients who can order medicines right from their home. So that's one great advantage any patient can have by using online pharmacies. And also, if you can consider telemedicine as part of it, telemedicine means or online medical consultations, where right now everything is going online. So previously, when before this online thing, for example, let's consider the situation of COVID, where no one was getting a chance to get outside, but they need a lot of medication. That's where these online portals have become handy, and that is going to be the norm from now on in the future to look forward. So keep an eye if anyone is interested in exploring the online pharmacies. It's still a very niche area. There's a lot of scope in exploring or solving problems. So yeah. So good question, Navin.
So Prakash, Gautam, I have this question. I could say most of them are from biotech background and less from pharma. I don't know why I'm here. So how can a biotech, BSc biotech or BTech biotech, is it possible for them to pursue their career in pharma, or can they apply for pharma jobs?
Definitely.
Is it possible?
I think Prakash can answer this because he's although he's a pharma guy, he's done his most work in biotechnology, so he can directly answer this.
Yeah.
So yeah, regarding that, as we earlier mentioned, Kushal has mentioned, like pharma are the jacks of all but masters of none.
Yeah.
But these MSc biotechnology, they are the masters of biotechnology now. So they have this weapon of biotechnology, the core knowledge of biotechnology, which even the pharma people also don't have in depth. So they can, and uh, a pharma industry without a zero biotechnology as one of the department is impossible to exist. So yes, definitely there are the career opportunities, like as I mentioned, like bio essays, and on top of it the biosimilars, which are now the new trend, and the biologics, the biological products. So all these areas, the biotechnology, upstreaming, downstreaming, all these are a part of the, what do we say, pharmaceutical industry. It's just like their domain is separate, but yes, they are again the part of pharmaceutical industry. So yeah, they have a vast area to grow here also. And in fact, in India, this is now becoming a developing platform. Like earlier it was a very niche platform, now it has becoming a developing platform, where we are now focusing more on the biosimilars and all, and these people are the ones who are having an expertise in it.
Very true. Anvisha, would you like to add anything to that question? You're on mute. Mute. Yeah.
We're still unable to hear you, Anvesa.
Yeah, we are unable to hear you. Maybe you can try by disconnecting your microphone or something.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. Actually, I was about to ask that question, ma'am. Just asked. I just noted it down at the earlier point. So just I wanted to add one more point. Will we those who belongs to the biotech background, will we get the fair chance or fair opportunity to grow in our career? Like those BPharm or MPharm students, like in case of the pharmacy industry, that thing.
Sure, I can take this question if that's okay with everyone. So, Anvesa, I've also seen other questions about SaaS and that you've posted in the chat. But before that, I'd like to answer your question that you've just asked. So, talking about a fair chance, there was a period in this world of pharmacy where the hiring used to be all about the people in the industry, or do you have any connections in that particular company. But we are in a phase of career where it's all about the skills that you have. So if you are ready to develop the skills that are required for that particular job, and if you are ready to take up certifications and courses relevant to the pharmacy related job that you want to take, you stand 100% chance. And no matter if you did a B pharmacy degree or if you did a degree in biotechnology, as long as you have that key skills and a bit of work experience, which you will gain while starting with entry level positions, you stand 100% chance, and I would call it a fair chance for sure. So I hope that answers your question. If you have anything more specific, you can feel free to ask a follow-up question as well.
Sir, actually, just one more follow-up question. What are the certified options or certified platforms to do those type of certification courses to learn more about those things? What are the certificates which are accepted internationally, or maybe who accept all those certificates, or what are the platforms regarding on that thing?
Sure. So I can speak in specific to SaaS programming because both you and I think even Aditya have asked about SaaS related. So SaaS is basically a statistical software. It's more related to clinical data. It is also a software that is used in like financial markets, but because today's session is more about clinical and pharmacy, I'd stress upon that. So SaaS itself, the SAS Institute itself offers certifications that is globally recognized, and they also offer courses online that you can take up and complete training. And if I start the list, there are thousands of providers, but it's always good to go with the official providers. And if you need additional training, there are plenty of options available. So that is one pathway. Beyond that, there are other health informatics related certifications as well. So if you go into Health Informatics Association of whichever country you belong to, if you're from India, there is a Health Informatics Association as well. Because I come from Canada, we have a separate Health Informatics department here. So if you can look out in your country, the Health Informatics department, you can even go into that particular field as well. So I think these two are very closely related fields to what you do in biotechnology. So feel free to explore, and you can always reach out to FABA and even myself if you want to learn more about it.
Okay, all right. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
No problem. I hope we answered your question. But yeah, we'll open the floor for more questions at this time. Yeah.
Can I contribute?
Sure. Yes, that'll be great.
Oh, okay. I happen to be a lecturer in the Faculty of Pharmacy, Pharmaceutical Sciences. And I'm the head of the Department of Pharmaceutical Microbiology and Biotechnology. And I have a BSc in Biotechnology, and my MSc Master's is in Pharmaceutical Microbiology, and my PhD is in Pharmaceutical Microbiology. Now, in the field of pharmacy is very diverse, and you have to be specific. So everybody will major where is expected to major in and do his own contribution. The 6th department in pharmacy, as Peter mentioned, and pharmaceutical microbiology and biotechnology is part of it. So as a biotechnology, you have more options. In admission, we give more admissions to those that have BSc in microbiology, BSc in biotechnology, BSc in biochemistry. Why? Because it will be better for them to domesticate their experience, but more better than those from other fields. So, more option for you, a better option for you compared to others. That is just what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Thank
Divya,
you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. So you may continue. I think there aren't any more questions here. Yeah, Sushri, he said it is a better option. Yes.
Yep. Thank you everyone for, dropping those questions. I think we had a really nice discussion about different career options. I think we did hear from the professor himself. So academic teaching, as you can see, is another wide area where people can build out their careers once they've completed a healthcare degree. Yes, this would require a lot of work experience, and even people encourage, if you have like a master's and a PhD, usually you could get into academic teaching. And there are many students who are pursuing careers in pharmacy, there is an increasing demand, for even professors and lecturers in different universities and colleges across India and even other countries as well. So academic teaching is definitely a career you can look out for at a later part in your career. Maybe not initially, maybe not immediately after you graduate, because you'll still be native to the knowledge of pharmacy, and you'll still want to build that experience. So academic teaching can always be a career option in the later part of your career. And moving on to health IT, it is a buzzword nowadays, with the rise of artificial intelligence, the rise of machine learning. I know I'm throwing a lot of complicated words here, but you can see it live on television, on internet, that there are a lot of advancements that are going in the field of healthcare. Like Kushal and Naveen and many of you all have pointed out the rise of telemedicine. Somebody who could virtually connect with you over your laptop or your phone and could even advise you of your health conditions is something that has grown up, post the COVID time. So I know a lot of negative things happened during COVID, but then I think it was a blessing in disguise, because a lot of operations in healthcare have been digitized. So previously, medical reports and all were being handed out in paper, but right now people have created mobile applications out of it, where you can clearly see all the blood results, your healthcare diagnostic results on a phone app, and it would even give you an analysis of how this is related to your current health conditions. So if you really see, there is constant research being done in terms of IT infrastructure in healthcare so that the end users, which is patients like us, can easily track our health. So if you've seen devices like your watches are, tracking your footsteps, or they're tracking your blood sugar levels, or they're tracking the calories that you're burning. So all these applications come under healthcare IT. So if you're someone who's curious about, innovating something and solving a problem that is existing in the current healthcare field with a technological application, healthcare IT is a brilliant, brilliant career option for you. So you may have a question. So Gautam, how do I enter into this field? I don't have an engineering background. I don't have a computer science degree, or I don't have any technological knowledge. How do I do it? I highly recommend you all to start, equipping yourself with the knowledge first. Try and understand what are the different types of engineering solutions that are coming up. Number one. Number two is, did you personally identify any problem around you that may need a technological solution? For example, when the COVID-19 pandemic was around us and, we were all in that zone, the biggest problem was, how do I get out of the door and meet my doctor in person? Because we were all quarantined and, we couldn't meet everybody. There had to be a rise of virtual solutions, So please try and be observant of the problems around you, and you can always think about a technological solution for it. So that's how you can build a career in healthcare IT. It is, I would say, clearly a 3 to 5 year project, because soon after you come out of B Pharmacy, personally, it is very difficult to, directly dive and jump into healthcare IT. So you can think of it as a long-term plan. And trust me, there is a lot of scope in healthcare IT in the current world. So that's something you all can focus as well. Third, we have entrepreneurship and innovation. We've spoken about a lot of startups and, a lot of companies as well, which are built around it. So if you are somebody who would like to start your own business, like Kushal just touched upon, that many of us are not aware of starting our own pharmacy. So that comes under entrepreneurship. If you are able to sell products, if you have knowledge and medical expertise of how medicines work, and how you can interact with patients, entrepreneurship and innovation is definitely a field to explore. So within these three career options, does the audience have any questions so far, or are we okay? Okay, I'll take the silence as a yes. So moving on, we have project management. Project management, it's a very vast term. Project is basically something that has a start and an end. So even if you're working in a hospital, you could manage a project of reducing patient wait times. Even if you're working in a clinical research organization, your project can be to reduce waste within the company. Or even if you're working in a lab, your project could be to improve employee efficiency, to make them work less and do more. So it is a very important skill. Certifications like a certified associate in project management called CAPM, or a project management professional like PMP, are widely recognized across the world. If you are able to secure these certifications along with some project experience, trust me, you will have a bright career even in pharmacy. So I personally work in project management in clinical trial space. So my role consists of helping companies running clinical trials, and we help them manage their data. So there are a lot of data points that come from a clinical trial, starting with, did the patient get their dosage? Did the inventory was the medicine available to the patient at the right time? So all these data points are collected into a system, and managing that also becomes a project at the end. So like I said, you can pursue certifications like CA, PM, and PMP, and you can build a career in project management as well. And lastly, I know we've categorized policy making, drug regulatory bodies, and health economics as government jobs, but I do know there are some non-governmental and some private companies also, dealing with these aspects of pharmacy. So we can start with policy making. So there is, like Prakash mentioned previously, before any drug or medical device or any new method of curing a disease comes to the end users, there is always some kind of regulation that always checks before anything comes into the market. So there is always somebody at the government level or somebody in the public sector constantly creating these policies. And they are also creating policies around how much should a drug cost, when it comes to you. Because in different countries, based on the socioeconomic factors, the drug cost might be different. So what is available for you, say in like 50 rupees here, could be available for probably 20,000 in a different country. So it really depends on these policy makers, as to how are they considering the situation of the country, what is the pricing that they are deciding for the drugs, and what are the regulations that they want to put in place before a drug or a medical device comes into the market. So I've touched upon policy making, drug regulatory bodies, and health and economics, but feel free to type in your questions in the chat box if you all have anything. Health economics is a very interesting field. It also goes with another name called pharmacoeconomics. So economics as such deals more with your pricing and cost strategies. So if you are somebody who's really interested in that side of the field, pharmacoeconomics and health economics can also be a great career option. And if you all want to know about different certifications, there are limited colleges in India, but there are a lot of universities and colleges even abroad which are dealing with health economics as a master's degree as well. So I would definitely encourage for people who have a knack for numbers, who like to think about profit and loss and cost strategies, to consider career in health economics, for sure.
Do we need to have an MBA degree for that, like for health economics?
Yes, I would definitely recommend that, an MBA degree in finance or, even a pharma MBA would be a very useful degree for you to pursue in health economics. And trust me, there is a lot of hiring going on across different countries as well as in India. It is what I've seen it in India is they do want people with experience, because you really need to have that expertise in understanding, for different states, what is the socioeconomic status, what is the demand and supply of different states within India. So once you are interested in this field, once you understand the analytics for each state, this is a field you can pursue. And MBA would be definitely handy as well to pursue a career here.
So like, should the MBA be from top B schools, or we can just do a distance, like MBA program that will also suffice the need?
To be very honest, I mean, as somebody who will be interviewing you, if at all I was given a chance, I would look at the school that you're coming from. But most importantly, are you really well versed with the concepts? Even if you come from a low, not a top B school, even if you come from a normal college, are you competitive enough in terms of explaining and clearly, understanding the concepts of economics? So as long as you are good with that, I think you should be good at getting yourself placed anywhere. But if you are able to secure a seat in a good college, or if you're able to complete your MBA at a very good university, that will also give you an edge over others. But please remember, that is not a mandatory thing. The focus should be on understanding the concepts clearly, and the focus should be on building a good network around you. When you have a degree, not from a very good MBA college, the thing that you may lack is a good network. You may not know people already working in the industries. Well, that's the difference, right? When you join a good MBA college, the advantage you have is you have very good connections within that MBA college. Your professors are probably like already, very well related to people working in the industries. And people in normal colleges, people don't really prefer, because they think that, okay, maybe they didn't have good networking opportunities. So if you as a student can put in efforts to start networking with people around you, maybe use LinkedIn, maybe join conferences like the one FABA is conducting, in a month, or maybe join expos where you can meet people from different companies and tell them that, I don't come from a top B school, but this is the knowledge I have and this is what I'm interested in. Can you suggest me what are the next steps I can take? And you can tell me who is not ready to help. There's always somebody to hear about your passion. If you're curious enough, you can definitely be placed. Yeah.
And what about like in clinical research? So for biotechnologist, which role, can you will you suggest will be more like biotechnologists will be preferred more, or like which kind of roles in clinical research? Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're somebody who's interested in data, then definitely you can go into the SAS programming. There is not a lot of similarities. If I draw a Venn diagram, there are very few areas that will be common between the two. But if you have a biotechnology degree, that's definitely telling me that you have some knowledge in clinical sciences, or you have knowledge in pharmacology as well. So you can start working as a clinical research coordinator, somebody who's visiting the sites and understanding how the patient dosing is happening. You can start understanding, okay, how is the patient feeling once they take the medicine, and how you can help them. And then you can slowly start building your career as a clinical trial assistant, and then you can probably go into a SAS programmer or a biostatistician as well. So
But
biostatistician.
isn't it true like for those roles generally like pharma students are preferred more? So like if I have done BTech and MTech, so is it like possible that for like SAS programmer and all such roles, I might be preferred better?
Yeah, one thing I would constantly keep reminding is, yes, pharma students are preferred, but then you can always have an edge by networking, and also trying to build your network. So have certifications, and the major point is how you can sell your skills when you come in front of an interviewer. So say as a pharmacy graduate, I am standing in front of an interviewer, and you as somebody with an MTech and BTech knowledge are with a SAS certification is also here, and we are being asked the question to basically solve a problem. Don't you think both of us will have solutions ready for it? And I think the answer would be yes, right? So it all comes down to how you're able to build a good network, and how are you able to communicate your skill to the interviewer.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it answered your question though. Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And yeah, that's all I've got to say about the different areas that are there beyond what we've already discussed previously. But feel free to post your questions and we'll ensure that they are answered. I'll pass it back to Kushal at this time.
Thank you, Gautam. I think we are at the end of the theoretical part. I am sure most of you people might have got this feeling. This is all fine. We are getting to know everything about the career options. These are it's a vast area. Everything is fine. But as a couple of you have asked, what exactly we need to do to get the job, and as Gautam was mentioning about networking, having a good certification, having a right platform. So that exactly explains the statement that is there in front of your screen. So it's not about understanding the ways to get employed, but we have to mainly focus on how exactly are we have to get employable. Anyone in the audience, if they can volunteer about what is their understanding about having been employed versus having been employable. If anyone can answer this question, that would be a great thing, because this is very much important to carry forward the conversation.
Employed is like that.
Yeah, go on, Naveen.
Okay, so employed is like fitting into something, like getting a job and getting, used to it. But employable is like, are we really fit to that job? Are we really upgraded to that skill? So that's the difference.
Very, very well said. Actually, that's pretty much about it. So basically, I have been very actively interacting with students. I have been a student myself, and understanding the whole journey about from a student to a professional. You, the major challenge comes where a practical exposure needs to be very crucial to get a good job or good placement. That's where, so if you understand from a recruiter perspective, a recruiter wants someone to wants to employ someone who can contribute to his work. So other than that, if you are actually looking for a job, you have a good degree, you have a good even if you are from Harvard or any Ivy League college, but you are actually not having very convertible skills, you would there are high chances that the person from the Harvard college can actually get an entry into the industry easily. But even then, if the person is not able to have apply the skills or contribute to the industry, they would not grow. So this is very much important. I think from here I would like to see more of a discussion or like a conversational oriented direction here, because here we can understand what exactly a student perspective is for becoming from employed towards employable, right? So I think even before getting there, because we have discussed a lot of theory, right? I guess it will be really nice if we can do some ice breaking here and see how many people are attentive. So I think I'll again give this stage to Gautam, where he can conduct a quiz on seeing how many people are attentive here.
You should
Sure.
have.
I'm sure a lot of them are attentive. We have a lot of messages in the chat box, and I'm really enjoying the kind of curiosity everybody's showing here. So please go ahead and share your screen. And now we've prepared a fun quiz for everybody to answer it. It's not going to take more than 5 to 10 minutes. So let's get started. So the quiz is more about understanding different career options in pharmacy that we've just spoken about for the past 1 hour. But it'll ask you questions so that you can answer on your mobile phones. And we'll see
if they are able to see my screen.
Yes, yes.
So guys, this is a fun quiz, which is testing your knowledge on what exactly we spoke about until now. So I would encourage all of you to join here and test your knowledge. Let's see if there is anything that you missed out. You can again ask the question. It will give you a checkpoint where if you have understood good or not. So guys, we are looking for participants now.
I only see Naveen who's joined. We are expecting at least a minimum of 25 to 30 participants. So feel free to join. And we'll start the quiz in the next 2 to 3 minutes. So it's very simple. On any device that you have, you just have to go into joinmyquiz.com.
How to access the where's the link for this?
I think just put it in the chat box. You can directly use that link.
You can copy it and paste in the browser.
Great. We have 5. We went from 1 to 5. That's great.
Nice.
Yes, first will be the audience.
Keep coming. It will be a very fun quiz. Trust me.
Okay, there are 9 of us. Come on, I think it's easy to join. Oh, it's increasing now. That's really nice.
Let's start if we can get at least 15 participants.
I think with the audience, we'll get at least about 20 to 25.
Wow.
I have high hopes. So
when we started the session, you should have told that there will be a quiz. So I'm sure all the 29 would be joining them.
Wow. We thought just keep it like a surprise because most people are afraid of exams, right? This is not an exam, but it's like just reflecting on what you learned.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we can get started. If anyone joins also, they can add on because there will be multiple questions. There are very simple questions. You can answer them. I'm going to start the session now. Let's see.
You can focus on the device that you've entered, not on the screen, because there may be a delay. So if you've logged in using your phones, just focus on your phone screen for now.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this is also a fastest finger first question. So it also depends on how fast you are going to choose the first right option. So let's see who is very, very fast using the phones there.
Okay. Okay. We still have 6 people who have to answer. Only 7 have answered. Come on, we have only 3 seconds. Okay, only 9 have answered. You can give a wrong answer. There's no negative marking in this quiz. All right. So we have Tora at 790. That's really nice. We have 9 more questions, so you all can always come up on the leaderboard. So the question was, which field of pharmacy focuses on the discovery and development of new drugs and therapies? The answer is research and development. Prakash, is there anything you'd like to add about research and development?
Yeah, so I think most of you have selected the right option, research and development, and also in the earlier brain ice-breaking session, also you have seen scientists and research in the middle of the entire board. So yeah, research and development are the ones who discover new drugs. First, you discover the drug, you select a therapy, you discover a drug, whether the drug is like showing any action in this treating ailment, and then you go ahead and develop the drug into a formulation and again test that formulation, check its safety and efficacy, and later on you launch it into the market. So yes, research and development is the core, the beginning of the entire pharmaceutical field. So yes, that is the correct answer. And again, congratulations, Chora, for getting it right.
Right. Yeah. So we'll move on to the next question and we'll see what career option we can learn more about.
Get ready, guys. Again, fastest members first.
Okay. We have 8 responses so far. Come on, we are expecting 13 out of 13. Okay, time's up. So a pharmacist working directly with patients, providing medication, consulting. Okay, Tora is still on the top with Gayatri on second and Aditya on third. The answer is clinical pharmacy. So a pharmacist working directly with patients, providing medication management and consultation is primarily involved in clinical pharmacy. Kushal, anything you'd like to expand on the world of clinical pharmacy?
I think clinical pharmacy is not chosen by a lot of people, but even if anyone wants to pursue it, one thing that they'll have to keep in mind is if they are just look up to your own skills, guys. So let's say if anyone who is actually good at talking to patients, or having a good communication and are able to soothe with their talking. So that itself is one of the great quality that you can look into yourself. If you want to pursue clinical pharmacy, you'll have a great scope in clinical pharmacy.
Also, just one point I'd like to add. Someone, I guess, has selected regulatory affairs. No, guys, regulatory affairs, we as a person, regulatory specialist or analyst, we won't be getting in directly in touch with the patients. Rather, if we are a regulatory affairs analyst of a particular industry, pharmaceutical industry, so we are the face to that industry, to the agency, and we'll be the communication medium to the agency, and we'll be developing the strategies to the company. No way we'll be getting in touch directly with that of the patients.
Great. Let's go to the next question, guys. Again, stay active. Again, go back to the tabs. Which career in pharmacy deals primarily with the production and distribution of medications on a large scale? We have addressed this, guys.
Cool question. So I'm expecting a lot of right answers, but even if it doesn't, we are here to expand. Okay, time's up. Okay, let's look at the leaderboard. We have Aditya on top right now. That's great. And we still have Aditya, Tora, and Gayatri on the top 3 for now.
Very odd to see most people has chosen sales and marketing. All right. I mean, the question itself says about production. So basically, here, as the right answer says again, industrial pharmacy. Again, if you want to address something here, let's say industrial pharmacy, if anyone is willing to pursue, that would be a great entry medium for anyone who wants to understand how exactly industry works. Because in any other perspective, in any other career prospect, it's very hard to get hands-on experience in the initial phases. Whereas in industrial pharmacy, you'll have to get in there and get trained, because that's what you're intended to work there. So you will get a lot of understanding about how exactly is the pharmaceutical industry working. So if anyone wants to choose industrial pharmacy, that will be a great entry medium. Yes, I think, shall we proceed to the next question, guys?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
Right. Ensuring the safety, efficacy, and quality of medication falls under which area of pharmacy? This is a very tricky question here. I hope people get it right.
Okay, Gayatri's in the top position now.
There's a tough competition between Gayatri and I.
Right. That's
Wow.
excellent. That's really nice. So yeah, it is self-explanatory. Quality assurance is that one interesting field where, it focuses on ensuring the safety, efficacy, and the quality of medications is maintained before it reaches the end user, which is the patient here. So yeah, just tap your shoulders. You all answered it right. So that's really great.
Nice.
We'll move on to the next question. And Kushal, if you have something to mention as well.
Of course, actually, if someone is looking to get into quality assurance, one quality within themselves they can check is if they are OCD. I am sure most people know what OCD is. If they are actually particular about things to be the way it is, and they are very particular about cleanliness and having things to be in order, I think quality assurance is the way to go. I think Sushri has raised her hand. Do you want to talk anything, Sushri?
No, I was just agreeing to the OCD part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll go to the next question. Who is responsible for serving and educating local communities about medications and general health? Guys who are not answering, you can still pick up, guys. Even the leaders can change within 1 to 2 questions. It's very
Okay.
tough competition.
Really competitive.
Again, wow, nice.
All 10 of them got it right.
We are really happy, guys. We to see everyone answering and getting engaged, and seeing the right answers gives us the validation that you guys are showing a lot of attention.
But this is an obvious question. The question itself has an answer in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, people are at least looking at the question. I'm glad. Awesome. So community pharmacist, I think we have addressed enough. If anyone has a question, I'll be happy to answer later. We'll just go forward with the questions. Let's see who tops, because I think most of us now are curious who goes to the top. It's either Gayatri or Adya or someone else, someone underdog.
Yeah, and we are only halfway through, so there are 5 more questions. So anybody can come on the top 1 position.
Which field of pharmacy might you be responsible for communicating complex scientific information to a wide audience? This is something out of the syllabus, guys. Don't blame us for giving out of the syllabus, but it's actually useful.
Okay.
Last minute, someone else.
Oh, that's a huge leap. I think Gayatri has outperformed a lot of them. So, yeah.
You can see right now it's out of the question, out of the syllabus. Most people might got confused. But
no, but I think we should definitely plan for a session on medical writing so we can educate more people on medical writing as well. That's an interesting field in pharmacy. A lot of recent graduates have been pursuing their careers in medical writing. Some of the examples I can give is even in the North American countries or even in other countries where health insurance is a huge problem, medical writing and coding also helps a lot to solve complex problems. So there's a lot of complicated, even scientific information that is coded into a different language, and that in itself is a different world. And I think it will take another session that we can do from FABA or an informative seminar that you all can learn more about it. But thank you for those of you got it right. It is medical writing, and those of you who couldn't, we'll be back with another session sometime later to expand more of your knowledge on medical writing.
And I would like to say about both for those who couldn't and they selected research and development. Guys, don't feel completely lost, lost here, because you are right to some extent. In academic research, your R&D person himself, the person who is doing the research himself, will be the communicating person of whatever the complex scientific information he has to share. But yes, when it comes to an industry research, the medical writing people are the appropriate one who has to share this information to the audience. So yeah, you're halfway right.
Sushri, come on, go on. You can tell.
Okay, so how does a fresher land a job in medical writing? Because again, as far as I'm concerned, they prefer the pharma guys, and also like they ask for experience in that. And is there any skill that we can develop, like in SAS and anything else? There's like a programming that we can learn, right? So in medical writing, what kind of skills can we develop that will help us to land a job?
So the first thing
for this,
okay, go on, Prakash. You can tell. Okay, there might be some network issue with Prakash. Okay, I can answer this. So basically, to your question, and you asked the skill sets, right? Right from your, like, if you can I ask you what exactly are you pursuing, Sushri, right now?
I have done MTech in biotechnology.
Okay, so now as you're already in PG, you might be like, going through a lot of research journals.
Yeah, like I finished it, like already I completed it.
Right.
And like in an interview, I was told like you need to they prefer people from medical background, something like that.
So that, like, there are the specific industries where people who are like, doctors. So doctors are required in specific industries for medical writing, especially to communicate to doctors. But that's just one aspect of medical writing. The if you see the broader perspective, anything related to medicine or drugs or pharma or biopharma, every aspect of these industries need some communication. So it's either to communicate to the industry, in between industries, or industries to a consumer. So there are a lot of options. So medical writing can be writing journals or writing blogs or making material, like, enough good content material for consumer awareness. So these are a lot
Okay,
of
like medcom and all, means like medical
Exactly.
communications. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So as it seemed that medical writing, like, as a definite, the name suggests it's something for medical. It is absolutely not. It's a wide area, and the basic skills when you were talking, you have to be very proficient with the scientific writing. So if you are doing any research journals while you are doing your MTech or BTech, if you are publishing, that will be a great add-on. It will be like, you can directly put it in your resume if you, and it helps for recruiters to see that you can write research journals. And another thing is you can do blog posting. You can actively write on social media channels like LinkedIn, which helps you give a get yourself a validation that
So I can create like a portfolio, means it's fine. Like I can just point it to a website or something. People will check.
Exactly.
And sir, is there any particular website or something where we can learn the academic writing, or like where we can hone our academic writing skill?
So there are a lot of free courses online, Anvesh. There is YouTube for that, and there are a lot of free courses or paid courses in Coursera or anything. But there are actually some courses that are done by research journals itself. For example, Nature Communications or AAPS. They have some workshops or certification programs where they will give some awareness about how what exactly goes into academic writing or medical writing. So you can
So
follow.
if you can name like any one skill that might give somebody an edge, then what will it be?
Can I ask this question? I think one skill I know it's very difficult to zero down all the skills into one skill, but then if I really have to say, start asking yourself if you have the ability to explain complex scientific principles to a 10 or 15-year-old. Are you able to?
Yeah, I think I can do that.
So if you can make it easier for them to understand any complex problem, or if you can work towards it and make it simpler for the audience who is nowhere understanding medical, that is a very good start. You can really sell your skills and you can perform better at interviews when such things. Yeah, I hope that answered your question, Sushri. Yeah,
it did. Thanks.
Aditya has raised his hand. Please go on, Aditya. You can unmute yourself and speak.
Hello. So
Hi,
I am a B pharmacy student, a third year student right now. So I want to pursue in QA/QC after my pharmacy my bachelor's. So is it better to join directly into the companies, or it's better to do master M pharmacy in analysis or statistics? Which would be the better option for a student?
So I would like to take this up question. Hi, Aditya. So it's always suggested to go for masters. Why is it? Because In B farm, we are just introduced to the topics. We don't know in depth. Like for example, you are in B farm third year. You might be having quality control or quality assurance as a small chapter in your entire curriculum, course curriculum. But if you go ahead and if you go take up the master's courses, there we will be going in depth. We will be understanding in depth. I agree. The industrial knowledge will come in handy, but on top of it, having a like post-graduating knowledge, the master's knowledge will always give you a good edge on understanding the QA, QC. Also, you are saying QA and QC. So again, there is a differentiation between whether you want to choose QA or whether you want to go for QC. And if QA, then why? If QC, then why? So if you go for masters, sure, yeah, I can even say that your thought process might change then also, like whether to go for QA or QC. So always going for the higher education will give you an add-on advantage.
And I think QC mostly will be like wet lab, right? And QA will be documentation and desk job.
Yes, yes. So quality control is like you are like testing of the product, whereas quality assurance like the quality should be inbuilt in the product. So that is what QA does, and QC. This is what QC does.
Can I ask a follow-up question on this?
Yes.
So, like a few of my seniors say it's better to join companies because you will be having a 2 years or 3 years of experience rather than have going and just because they say most of our colleges are more theoretically rather than practical information, like they mostly concentrate on theoretical knowledge. So they say it's better you go join in a company and have a practical knowledge about either QA or QC. So it is better to join. So I'm finding this confused. I'm confused right now. So your take on this?
Yeah, see, what I would like to say is if you go for QA, if you go for a higher education, let's say if you're going directly to a industry, joining an industry, uh, your whatever your further growth ahead will just depend on the number of years of experience you have. But you see, never ever do they, if they are taking a fresher from B farm, they wouldn't hesitate to take a fresher from M farm. And obviously, if the person has qualified M farm, they will be given a slightly higher packages than the fresher from B farm, right? So in no way is going to for masters would harm your career growth. Rather, there is this conception like we can go for a job in QA or QC directly right after the B firm. But yes, doing an M firm will give you a greater you can propel more forward in your career if you go for M firm, and then if you can choose QA and QC. And again, I'm saying your thought of joining the either QA or QC might change once you go for the higher educations. Like you will be in touch with a more bigger platforms. So which is the better field? That's how you will get an access to. So this is the suggestion. But yes, if you have any mentors who can guide you more, who have directly done gone into industry right after their B farm, and actually they are proliferating, then you can listen to their like story of how did they go ahead. You can compare and outweigh which one is the better option, and you can go ahead accordingly. So as Kushal said to me yesterday, like there is not a best fit. So this is the best fit solution for this issue. There is not such a finalized solution when it comes to choosing a career. It's like the better solution you have. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Aditya, to give a summarized answer for you, stay up till to the end. There are some more slides that are coming up, which will give you a framework on, you can use those frameworks in actually choosing what is right for you. So stay up till the end. Let's finish off this quiz. And there are some more slides that are coming up, which will help you very, it will give you a guide for actually choosing what exactly is right for you.
Sure.
I think Kushal, you accidentally went on mute, but I think you are intending to say that we are going to the next question.
Yes, sorry, man. Yes, we are going to the next question. Go back to your tabs, guys. Again, the questionnaire is coming. Don't lose your points. You are still in the race. Who plays a pivotal role in teaching and guiding the next generation of pharmacists? Come on, this should be easy. And Gayatri stays intact in her first position. That's great. Wow. Most of you guys answered, but that's about it. Academia. Academia is also one of the driving aspect, right? So there are two types of academia, guys. So if we haven't not mentioned it before, there are two types of academia. One thing is teaching academia, one thing is research academia. When as Prakash has already mentioned about academic research, right? So if you are actually interested in teaching, you can go for teaching academia. If not, if your primary goal is for research, so academic research gives you a lot of flexibility than industry research. One thing is that you'll get a lot of freedom on trying out doing your own research. So most people who wants to do research, what I've observed, has a personal motivation. You might have seen people. I recently read a news about a woman from India who has developed a cancer diagnostic tool, which is actually a significant technological revolution. But the motivation from she got to actually do that is because she had a personal experience from the family. So that's one thing that motivation helps you to choose what exactly you are wanting to go in your career. Is anyone Prakash or Gautam, are you guys willing to put any thought here, or shall I go to the next question?
I think sufficiently answered it and explained about the different aspects in academia, Kushal. So yeah, nothing to add from my end.
Awesome. I'll go to the next question, guys. Which skill is particularly crucial for a career in community pharmacy? Come on, even if it's a wrong answer, that's fine. Nice. Anvesha is slowly picking up. She might even beat Gayatri at the end of their session. Let's see. Nice. So yeah, communications with patients and peers. As I've already mentioned in the beginning, community pharmacy is all about like if you're good at communicating with patients, if you are passionate about impacting patient lives on a personal level, community pharmacy is the way to go, guys. So to give an extension about community pharmacy, it's very different in different countries. If you are interested to know more about specific countries, you can always reach out to me or FABA. But there's a huge scope, guys, in community pharmacy. All right, I'll just go to the next question. Which career option in pharmacy might involve advising organizations on best practices and processes? Is it a little tricky? Let's see how many people can get this. See, I told you, Anvesha is picking up. Nice job, Anvesha.
But also kudos to Gayatri for staying on the top position. So we'll see with the remaining who comes on the top. But very good, very well answered that consulting is definitely the right answer. Who's advising organizations on the best practices that they can take, what measures they can take on reducing costs and waste. There is also something called Lean, Six Sigma, or Lean management, which basically focuses on reducing the errors that are happening within the organization and ensuring top quality. So consultants mainly focus on helping companies, reduce their costs and improve their profits. And at the end of the day, they help them become successful as well. So yeah, very well answered.
Awesome. Congrats to all the people. Now we are going to the last question, guys. Pharmacoeconomics is a study of. I think we have discussed very deeply with recording for this. Let's see. Most of you guys got it right. That's great. Yes. So pharmacoeconomics is the study of the costs and benefits of drug therapy to society. Gautam, you want to add any comment on this?
No, I think I'm very happy that the message was delivered clearly. It's okay, that one person may have accidentally typed on the it's about the interaction between drugs and the human body. That more deals with pharmacology and the costs and benefits of drug therapy is related to pharmacoeconomics. Definitely, that would take careers like medical writing, pharmacoeconomics, and gene therapy, and anything that's related to biotechnology and finance. It would be a whole different session. So I maybe we can expand more during that time, Kushal. Yeah.
Awesome. I think we are at the end of this quiz. I hope this is a fun activity, you guys. Do
we have to announce the winner? We have to, right? So.
Oh yes, of course. I think now we are going to get the winner.
Anvesha came on to the second, Gayatri is 1, and Mohammed is 3rd. Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations, guys.
Yeah. Congratulations.
I mean, we are sorry if but we cannot give you any prizes right now. But it's a good activity. Gayatri has actually answered every question right.
Fantastic.
Any winning speech, Gayatri, to give?
So awesome, guys! It's you have been a real sport in actually participating, being very active. This session is really interactive. That's what we aim for. Actually, we are about to get to the ending of, because it's actually scheduled between 7 to 9. Quickly, if you can go into the chat box and let us know if you are willing to stay for another 10 to 15 minutes, or do you guys want us to wrap up?
Good that people are responding positive.
Wow. Amazing, guys. Thank you so much. It's a very, we are super positive here. I think the next coming one, oh wow, Anvesha is saying certainly 1 more hour. That's great, Anvesha. Actually, really nice. I think I'll quickly go to the presentation back. I think, do you guys want to take a screenshot of this? Surely no, Gayatri would want to
have one line. She wanted to give a winning speech, so let's give her an opportunity, Kushal.
Of
Just
course,
ask
if you can
it
just
all.
open up on talking about your experience with this quiz, please.
I loved the session. It's fantastic. The quiz and the entire talk. So thank you guys.
It's our
Thank you
pleasure.
so much,
Thank you,
guys.
Gayatri. Thanks for the feedback. And
You've been a
congrats.
real sport. Congrats.
And I have a master's in medical biotechnology. Not even, I had maybe one paper in pharmacy. So most of my introduction to it has been with talking to startups about the pharma products that they are coming up with. So this has been very engaging. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
No, great to hear. Thank you so much for sharing, Gayatri. All right, I think we can wrap up the quiz, Kushal, and we can move back to our presentation. So for some quick tips, and yeah, over to you. And in the meantime, I've tried to answer most of your questions, but you can always continue to ask them in the chat box, and we'll be happy to answer them. So yeah, thank you all for your questions. I've received quite a few from Tora, Aditya, and Sushri, and I think quite a few have been actively participating in this session. So yeah, good job. Thank you.
Amazing. Quickly, guys, we just will not take much more time of you guys, and let's wrap the whole presentation, because the next coming slides are really important. Because more than the theoretical aspect, it's more important if even for us, it will give us at least a little bit of satisfaction if we can give you the right help. So that's what the next slides are going to be about, on what exactly is the situation. Why are people not able to get employable? What exactly can you guys do? What are the different ways what are the different hacks, techniques that you can employ in either choosing a career or trying to become employable, right? So let's go, just get into the presentation right away. So we are already, I think a lot of things are already covered while we are discussing, but if it will be a good revision. So one thing we have already addressed is, I want to read out this quotation. So the true opportunity for growth is fueled during a crisis. We all know there's a big crisis that happened 3 years ago. We all faced it together, but yet that was a rising alarm. It was giving us a wake up call on what exactly needs to be the future. So that gave an opportunity to open up new avenues on improving people's healthcare, right? So that's what is this slide about. COVID has brought a paradigm shift in the pharmaceutical industry, which is now focusing on innovation, quality production, and patient care. To achieve this, industry now requires highly talented, employable workforce to drive the future of pharma. But here, so this exactly says that there's a large scope to get employed, but are we really employable? The industry is going leaps and bounds ahead, guys. But if you are not able to catch up to the pace, definitely we are going to be left behind. And it might not. We should not again complain about saying that the industry is not good, the market is not good, right? Cannot say, because market is always evolving, upgrading, new technologies are coming. So just I want to just explain this in one sentence. If we look back one generation behind, there was a technological evolution every 5 years or 10 years. But in our current generation, the technology advancement has accelerated so fast that newer technologies are coming within a year. So that actually shows how exactly is the industry going forward, and it actually also tells us that the need for being updated. So I'll just go to the next slide, and there we will discuss more in detail about why exactly people are not able to get employable. So as you can see here, guys, some major reasons for not being employable are not having employable skills. We have already discussed this. So even a person from very top college, very very well privileged environment and everything, even if the person is not able to have the skills that are required in the industry, he is not relevant, and he is going to face a tough time. Either that person will be doing some job which does not require a lot of technical expertise. If in that case, that will be easily replaced by robots, computers, technologies. So you are easily replaceable. So if you are actually wanting to plan a longer career, it's very important to have employable skills. That means if you can really contribute to the industry that you're working, that will actually give you a longer bandwidth or longer stay in the industry. And you'll also have an advantage over majority of the other competitors, right? So that's one thing, and not understanding the skill or market application. So one example that I want to give here is when we are talking about community pharmacy, right? We were talking that you guys are already answered in the quiz. Having proper communication skills is very important, or having able to understand how to treat a patient is very important in a community pharmacy setup, right? So even if you are a topper or a gold medalist while learning all concepts and you are well versed, but once you get into the industry, if you are not able to apply that skill, if you're not able to apply your skill like in actually treating a patient, then that itself is not able to give the results, or if you're not able to get the results, and you will be easily replaceable, right? So that's one thing, guys. And the next thing will be not able to adapt to newer challenges or technologies. I think this is just discussed. Like if you are not able to catch up to the pace of the advancements that is going in the industry, you'll be left behind, and you will equally be treated as non-employable. I have known people who are having 10 years, 15 years, 20 years experience. And even that, in spite of that, there comes a situation where if the technological advancements is happening, even their jobs are at stake. If their jobs are getting irrelevant, and if they are not able to upgrade themselves, they are again back to square one. They're competing with freshers, right? So that's one thing to keep in mind while actually thinking about how to get employable. The next thing is actually to find good mentor or good platform. So guys, here I would want to address one thing. Just put pharma or biological sciences aside, right? You guys just ask yourselves, what is the industry that actually flourished in the last 20 years? I'm sure all of you have thought about IT, or computer science or technology, right? The question is how exactly that happened. If you might have friends who are in the IT industry, or who are into tech. You might have seen them in that it's easy for them to actually find a platform or a good mentor. There are a lot of platforms outside which are helping IT professionals to become more employable. And there are a lot of industry mentors only coming in and actually guiding. So again, if we want to relate to this in the biological sector, this exactly works in the same way, right? Even if you are very expert in in the knowledge that you have, if you are not able to get the right channel to get to where you want to go, that ultimately is not serving the purpose of proving to be your best self. So ultimately, each of us goal is to grow in life, become financially independent, become having good recognition in the industry, etc. So to go that, this is a cohesive effort You will need to be open to network to new people, find a mentor for yourself, find the right platform in actually helping you to get there. So the next slide is exactly saying the same thing, the path to get employable. If you're not having employable skills, upskill. Not understanding the skill, market application, observe. So observation is key in actually understanding what exactly is applied in the market. And not able to adapt to newer changes or technologies. You have to upgrade. There's no other choice. That's a sad reality, but yes. Not able to find good mentor or platform. You have to search. You have to ask. Not able to network, communicate. This is a most I've seen that specifically in our industry, in the biological and pharma industry, people are more very resistant towards communicating or coming out or being vocal about their knowledge or being vocal about what they want. So it's really important in the current world. There's one saying. There's one saying in Hindi. It's called "Jo dikhta hai, wohi bikta hai." To exactly translate in English, whatever is visible, that is only buyable. So you'll have to go out there, be visible in the market, and actually be vocal about what exactly you know. That's when it will be easy for you to get into what your desirable position, career, etc. I think this is what is matters. Can Gautam or Prakash do you want to add anything for the upcoming slide?
Yeah, sure, Kushal. So I think we've focused on skills that make us employable, and I was even trying to share similar insights in the chat as well. So as we can see, we've listed down key pharmacy skills, and it is not just limited to these skills. If we can primarily put all these skills in a bucket, it will come down to your specific understanding of whatever you learned in your course. Are you just doing it for an examination or certification? Or are you just doing it for the job? Or do you really have a passion for healthcare? I think that's the first question you need to ask yourself. So if you really are serious and you're serious that, okay, I want to contribute to patient lives, I want to contribute to the realm of healthcare, you will definitely be successful in a pharmacy career. And that is why we said scientific knowledge and expertise, having an understanding of the practical applications of whatever you're learning is very important. It is an important pharmacy skill, and that will make you employable. So as we discussed previously, patient communication, even if it is community pharmacy or even if you're working in medical diagnostics, interacting with patients and making it easier for them is crucial. You don't want to scare a patient when they approach you saying that, oh my God, you have something that can lead to cancer. I don't have a medicine for it, or I don't know what to say. So imagine a patient is looking at you and you're puzzled about what problem they're bringing to you. That will cause even more problems to them than what they already have. So communicating well with the patients and, clearly trying to understand what they're facing is a very important skill to be successful in a pharmacy career. And the remaining points we have already touched upon, being able to adapt to the rapid technological changes, building a really strong network. So I would really like to emphasize on networking building, because you go to a conference, you attend a seminar like this, or you attend a class, right? And you feel very empowered that day to do something really great the very next day or that evening. But remember, if you don't put in the efforts to maintain a good relationship with some of the members you've joined or somebody you learned from, it's not really going to be fruitful at the end. So always focus on building sustainable relationships. It's not just for that one day or that for those 2 or 3 days when the conference is there. Try and keep in touch with the people who are attending those sessions. Try and see if you can connect with the speaker of that conference, and see how you can try and build relationship. You don't have to directly go and ask, hey Kushal, I'm currently looking for a job. Can you let me know if you're hiring? That need not be the whole conversation. You can ask, hi Kushal, I've recently read an article about Google innovating something about ophthalmology. have you read about it? Or, do you have any thoughts about it? And Kushal may be busy, but he may reply to your message because he sees that you're curious to learn more. So that's how you start building a good network. It's not always about just asking, do you have a job opportunity, or, what can you do? So it's also about what can you do to that other person, and not just always receiving it from them. So I would highly, highly recommend everyone to start, building that network and focus on building long-term relationship. Don't just focus on that one day or just two to 3 days of that conference. And yes, if you have a hunger to continuously learn, and if you are curious in your career, there's nobody to stop you. You will definitely be successful in your pharmacy career. So that's my take on key pharmacy skills.
Awesome. I am
Yeah, so
hoping anyone who is is willing to learn exactly what you need for planning your career. You have to take screenshots of these slides.
I think even Prakash wanted to add something quickly. Yeah.
I think Prakash wants to add something.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So one more thing I'd like to say is first do yourself a SWOT analysis. Okay. Know what are your strengths, weaknesses, what are your opportunities, and what are the threats to those opportunities. Only then you can go ahead and select a particular field or go select a particular career path. And on top of it, get a practical outside knowledge. See, many times what happens is people lose passion whenever they come from one field, like academia to industry. All this is because we don't know exactly what is exactly happening over there. And once we come into industry, or once we come into the higher educations, we lose that passion of in the early years of B Pharmacy. We'll be like, yeah, we are the pharmacists, we are the pens of the doctors, we are the one who will invent medicines, and I'm going to save the people over there. And this day by day, this passion is losing its value. And once we come into the
Yeah, that's not a problem. I think Prakash has some internet issues, but yeah, it's really important to identify your
I'm
strengths.
sorry. Yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
back.
actually, I think I'm lucky enough that every time I speak, the internet goes off. It's fine. So this is what I would like to say. And on top of it, like whenever you are trying to choose anything, like be clear, because and you cannot fake it to a greater extent, because the person who is hiring, who is right in front of you, can clearly see through you. Like if let's say you are passionate in research work, but if there is a bit high pay scale job which is offering you in some other domain, and you just go for it, they can clearly see through you, like you are a person who are more well fit for a research kind of job, not for this. So obviously they will select a person who is more suitable for that. That doesn't mean that you're not having any skill set or you're not employable there. It just means that you have not gone for the right opportunity. You're not grabbed the right opportunity, and he has let you go for a right opportunity. So know what you are best at, and then go ahead accordingly.
I think that sums up everything. We are hoping by staying an extended time, whoever has stayed, I think they are getting something. And about what Aditya has asked about the framework, we'll go to the next slide. Anvesha has something to ask.
So actually, I wanted to ask that if a person's ultimate goal is to enter the industry, like industrial scientist or any of the roles that you have just discussed right now, so is it mandatory to pursue a PhD to grow future, like to grow future in career, or to grow, like to get a highest position, or maybe the get a better opportunity, or doing an MSc, and after that just jump into the the companies or industry that will be better. In that case, maybe one will have the work of the work experience in that case. But if anyone do PhD, sometimes it might be she or he will be aged a bit, 4 to 5 years. So what is the right option? Actually, I have asked that question multiple people, but I never had a right answer. Please, sir, help me, please.
I'm sure you would not get a right answer from anyone for that matter, because it's you who need to decide on what like I've known people personally who have done a PhD and had a good career, and I've known people who have done PhD and still struggling. And it also goes the vice versa. Like, there are people who have not done PhD and actually acing in their career, right? So the one thing again, what Prakash mentioned was it's about not one size fits all. So it's you who needs to be the judge on what exactly suits you. That is what is about the next slide. If that I think that will answer your question more specifically. So each individual can have their own unique journey towards building their careers, and each of them have to either do one or combination of the things mentioned below, but choosing the right path. So, I mean, I don't want to, because we are already a little late. I'll just show you the slide. You can take a screenshot of the slide, and that will give you, I think that covers most of the things that we already discussed. And also it actually helps in giving you a clarity. It's a framework where you yourself will give you the answer on what exactly is good for you or what is not good for you. If
it is not mandatory, I guess, right? Like it is not mandatory to get a PhD to get a higher position, higher role in industry, right?
Yes. Absolutely. I just wanted to add here, Anvesha, a lot of us have this fixed mindset that, there is like step 1, 2, 3, and only then you're going to get better salary or, you're going to have a better growth in your industry. But the reality is very different. Your circumstances are different. Your family, your financial situations is very different. The demands of your current phase in your life is very different. So you shouldn't add that pressure onto yourself saying, okay, even if I'm not able to do a PhD, should I do it because I would want to have a good career? The answer is no. If you have good knowledge and if you've completed an MSc or an MTech degree, or even if you've completed B Pharmacy, try yourself out. If you're not able to say afford it, or if things are not supporting you, nobody's forcing. There's no pressure that you have to do it to pursue a great career. You can still try and join a company and grow within that organization as well. So like Kushal said, it's your inner motivation. Is your motivation to just spend those 5 to 6 years until PhD and then get employed? Or is your motivation is to test your skills and see if you can grow? And there is no right answer. You can test both. So if you're doing PhD, the trade-off is the time, right? Because you're going to spend little more time without getting employed. But if you don't do PhD, maybe you'll build some years of experience and you'll learn something more about yourself. Maybe you'll start liking a different skill of yours. So it's really about where do you want to take the risk? Do you want to spend that extra time and do a PhD and become successful? Or do you want to jump into a job market, test yourself on your job skills and become successful within the organization? So both options are at your hand. So that's how you take a good decision for yourself. Sorry, Anvesh, I think.
Yeah. So sometimes I have heard that many people say that it is very difficult to sometimes shift the academia to industry, that thing. So is it true, sir? Like sometimes they said, some people said that after completion of PhD, sometimes they struggle to get a job as they have continued for a long time in the academia and now they want to shift to the industry. So is it like what is the current scenario? Many people said that those things. So
I'd like to answer this, Sanusha. So it's in your question. It happens sometimes, not all the time. So it's just like, see, what I can suggest, if you really would like to go for PhD, then there are many PhDs that are being done without any passion or purpose behind it. Like ultimately, see, you are spending 5 years of your life into doing something good, and nothing good comes out of it. Just a paper to get published among all in the ocean of all the papers. Then obviously it won't be giving you a greater advantage when you go for industry. But if it is something that that is like a bit scalability, or something that an industry person finds interesting, and if he sees that yes, this thing I can use it in this skill of his or her, I can use it in my industry, then obviously your chances of getting recruited will be increased, right? So this is how you use your skills. So always whatever the time you're spending in your current field or current department, see that it will give an add-on advantage in future. So it's just not like to spend this 5 years to get a doctorate tag. That is not why PhD is. So yeah.
Uh, Hi.
Okay, sir. Thanks a lot. I think I got the crisp and clear answer ever.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Kushal sir, Gautam sir, and Prakash sir too. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Thank you.
thank you for
I
your
want
question.
to hard stop here because it's already we are running out of time. If anyone has have any questions, you can reach out to them personally, or you can email us, or you can put your questions in our FABA Friday WhatsApp group. So, if Kushal, would you want to end or the slides, or do you have something to say?
No, sure. I think this is the last slide.
Okay.
You can go on and on, basically. But
Fantastic.
I think, we have come to the end of the session. This is probably the longest FABA session until today. But yet people have stuck to the end, till the end. That means that we are actually in the right direction. We have the very good connections here, great conversations. I think this needs to go up consistently. We, myself, Gautam, Prakash, we are all we are always connecting with students, connecting with industry professionals. So, and we are all we are very much into talking about career planning. So, if anyone wants any kind of suggestion, so because we are also learning, right? We are also in our we can say we are in our early stage careers, but we are still.
I have one last question, if I can ask.
Keep it brief, Sushri.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to ask, can we do a PhD in clinical research?
Yeah, I think the answer is yes. They will. PhD is like a study in depth of any subject, right? So there is definitely options. You may want to find out good colleges and really find out specifically what you're interested in. Is there a particular
What about abroad? Like, it's possible? Like, obviously it will be possible, but abroad will be a good idea.
Exactly, it is possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that your question, Sushri, or was there anything beyond it?
You can
yeah, I mean,
reach
for
out
now,
to
yeah,
us
that's
personally.
yeah.
We can connect on LinkedIn. We are always active on LinkedIn.
Yes.
So we can personally connect. We'll be very open to talking to you, like learning from you. Like you can learn from us. It's always there. So I think we are at the end of the session. I'll just close the session by just mentioning one more thing. So I'll just go back to one slide where these are all the things there, right? There are a lot of these are all the practical things that a person needs to consider. One example. So one example of these all things is what we really recently discovered in one of the things that we I personally worked along with FABA to get real people stories. Part of it is only this podcast Beyond the Lab Coat. This if you can go and listen to this podcast has everything that slide has, because the speaker himself has a lot of stories on each and every aspect. Dr. Jagdish, he's also here, I guess. So if anyone wants to really understand the story behind people who are actually in the industry, keep an eye on this podcast Beyond the Lab Coat. We are going to get a lot of industry people. You will get a lot of real-time questions or real-time answers, which is actually really relevant to you guys. I hope a lot, whatever we've done, this is just an attempt to give you guys some direction. If we could be of help in any way, that will we are really happy. Even if not, we are always ready to learn from you guys. Yeah, I think we are I just end with that. I'll just give the stage to Divya.
Yeah, thank you so much. Massive thanks to Gautam, Prakash, Kushal, all of you. So this was one of the fantastic sessions that was held so far. The way you have engaged the session and the patience that you have when you are answering each of them, Gautam, everything was spot on. So the heartfelt thanks, and thank you for agreeing to be a part of this. And we look forward to having one more session with you all for the next upcoming FABA Fridays. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, Divya, and
The
thank you
amount
to
of content that we have left behind, I think it actually deserves one more session. So we are always there now.
Yeah, we would love to have you for another session as well. So, keeping time in the mind, there was supposed to be a presentation from Dr. Egbe, and we weren't able to proceed further because the time is running out. But every FABA Friday, we are opening a new thing that each one of you can proceed with your research presentation or something like that. You can share it here. We will get around 10 minutes, and then you can display whatever you are working on. So this would be the fantastic opportunity if at all you're taking into. And yeah, thank you all for joining. This is amazing, all the 19 participants, and thank you so much, Dr. Gayatri. You were the winner of today's session. Yeah.
Gayatri, you became Dr. Gayatri here, right?
Yeah.
Kushal, Gautam, Prakash, thank you guys. I've been listening while driving the car. You did fantastic job. I think, it's one of a kind. All the time we used to have only one speaker, right? Now 3 speakers. I think you have power-packed agenda here. I wish there were more participants, like 100, 200 or 300, because the knowledge what you are sharing is been limited to only a few people. So next time, I think we should do much more good job to get more people, because it's not easy to get such kind of knowledge. Especially, you coming from proper pharmacy sector, Gautam coming from clinical trials, and Prakash coming from industry. So combining these 3 is not so easy. So yeah, you guys are really, power-packed gang, I think.
Thank you. Thank you, Jagdish.
Thank you very much, sir.
kind words there, Dr. Jagdish. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. Bye.